beating the odds. We were beating the odds. We were beating the odds again. We were beating the odds again.
Beating the odds, week 2. Had a pretty successful week last week. We went 7-5 as a collective group.
Pay that man his money.
A couple tough beats on Joe's end, but I will say Story had that awesome play of the day of Cowboys minus 3.5. That looked genius. We're not up to par with my 49-26 I personally had last year. I'm 2-1 right now. I'm kind of on that trajectory, though. This is brought to you by sportsbettingintel.com. It compares the books, right? So different lines, different books, shows you the best odds you can get per book. Pretty nice sites. And we'll get into the calls here.
Well, that's happening. Just over here crushing some books.
Crushing some books. Sean Gocher crushes the books on Twitter. Had a great week last week, 2-1. Had a couple awesome victories. You had the Falcons minus 3.5, great victory. Titans Saints under 42. That was pretty solid. And then you had the Bears minus 1.5, which was rough. What do you have to say about that one?
That was rough. I don't think you can describe it any other way.
Yeah, it wasn't great. What do you got this week, man? You got some winners?
I got 4.
Okay.
So let's get rolling here.
Let's get it.
All right. So first one, we'll go with Miami minus 3. Draftkings says minus 105 right now. I know it's a division rivalry, but I just think Miami's the beast of the East. I think they got what it takes. I don't see the Patriots keeping up with them. They have a decent defense, but I think Miami's going to be able to move the ball all day. And I think it'll be a solid win. Now to go over to Jacksonville, KC. I got a lot of totals here, but I feel good about them. We got KC, Jacksonville over 51. That's a solid standard, minus 110. Possessions per game. They're quick. They're both very fast. They don't waste a lot of time in the huddle. They run quick plays. They both have explosive offenses. They got Kelsey back. I see this going way over 51. Next, I'll go to Baltimore, Cincinnati. I'm going to go with the under. Here we got 46.5, minus 110. Baltimore's down 2 of their O-line starters. Cincinnati, they don't really have an offensive line. It's just not really there. So I just don't see a lot of scoring here. History has shown that they've held Burrow in check quite a bit. So I'm going to go with the under. I think it's a solid under.
All right. Last bet. What do you got?
Under 40. Rams plus 7.5. I'm showing minus 118. A little juicy on that one. I think it's a little overreaction. Line's a little too high. The Niners beat Pittsburgh, but they were in disarray, and this is the division rivalry. Rams look good. I'm going to take the points.
Wow. I like most of them. I don't like that one. But thank you so much. Good luck, sir, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, in terms of my bets, so last week I had Jaguars I went 2-1 last week. I had Jaguars minus 5. That was a little slippery, but they still covered. They won by 10. I had Eagles minus 3.5. Another game that was up in the air, but they covered. And the one I lost was George Pickens over 41.5. I called the game flow. I called everything. He got 8 targets. Somehow, some way, he only had 36 yards receiving on 8 targets, which 5 catches, which is unlike George Pickens, but we'll take the L there. 2-1, not bad. This week, I'm actually doing 4 bets along with Sean Gocher to kind of set up myself for when the bye weeks come, maybe only do 2 when there's less games. Let's get into my bets here. First bet, this one I feel the most confident on. I think it's easy money. I can't believe Sean didn't bet it. We talked about it. It is Giants minus 4. They're on the road at Arizona. The worst team in the league by a mile, in my opinion. Giants got embarrassed. The Giants, I don't think they're a playoff team. I think they have playoff pedigree. They have an awesome coach. They're angry. They are going to score 7 or 10 points just because of their defense this week. I think they rout them and win by 20. Only minus 4 there. I love that. Let's get into a couple prop bets here. I'm a prop bet guy. It's my shit. First prop bet, Justin Fields over 240 passing plus rushing yards. Total offense for Justin Fields, 240. I feel like that's super low. He can have 110 yards rushing this game. I feel like he takes a step forward in passing. They're going to design some nice plays for DJ Moore. I also like DJ Moore's receiving yard prop, by the way. I'm not going to have that in here, but it's only 42.5. I like that. The last prop I have, this ties into my Giants. It's Saquon Barkley over 98.5 rushing and receiving yards. Man, he's going to have 100 yards rushing in this game, and to add the receiving thing on there, in case he has a 40-yard reception, only has 80 yards rushing, you cover your bases there. He should go off in this game. I expect at least 26 touches. I think game flow helps him. Just in general, they're going to feed the man the rock. My last bet, The one I added, it is Seahawks +5 on the road against Detroit. I know Detroit's everyone's darlings. Everyone loves them. They're coming off a nice victory against the Chiefs. Chiefs lost that game. They didn't win that game. I still do like Detroit as a team, but the Seahawks are not as bad as people think. If you didn't have the first week of the season, which is a good Detroit win and a bad Seahawks loss, this would be a 2 or 3 point line. I think the Seahawks have a 40-50% chance to win this game outright. You're getting 5 points. Love that. Joe, how you doing, man?
Doing good, Rob.
You got a buddy here. Say hello to the camera, Nico.
Oh, hey.
My guy.
First time on camera. I'm a little nervous.
First time. He's really nervous. His hair. He's got 8th grade hair.
Yep.
Hey,
brother?
so you had a rough week last week. Let's go through it real quick. Dobbins, 59.5 rushing yards. That sucks. He probably would have got that out for his career, essentially. That sucks. Brian Robinson, 59.5. He had 59 yards rushing. That's a really rough beat. And then Brandon Cooks, 42. He had 22 yards, but he never had a chance in that game because they didn't hit the throw.
Cowboy offense didn't even need to be on
No.
the field.
All right, you got some bets for me, Joe? Let's do better this week, all right?
Let's do this.
What do you got?
Speaking of my homer homie, I'm definitely going to have to go with Debo Samuel. That's my bike punk, over 46.5 receiving yards for the game.
Ooh, okay. I like
He
that.
owns the Rams.
I like that. He does.
He owns
Yeah,
the Rams.
long
And the
touchdown.
dude's just a beast. He could go. He can get that in one play. He could go off at any point in time. So I think it's worth the risk there at -115.
All right, next one.
Next one's going to be sticking with the Niners, going Nick Bosa over 0.75 sacks at +105.
Ooh, okay. I actually kind of like that. He's going to play at least 60% of the snaps, and he
Yeah.
doesn't need much more than that.
Ballsy there. I mean, I
gonna be up
figured
Rams with
a
throwing.
guy to get a sack, someone that was just guaranteed $122.5 million, maybe he might be able to get a sack.
All right, next one. Does the Niners play or what?
Number 3 and final, I'm getting away from the Niners here. I should have stuck with my gut and went with them last week, is what it is. I'm going Chargers -2.5 at -118. Chargers are playing the Tennessee Titans. It's going to be a close game. I think it'll be close. But 2.5, I thought that was a gift. They can definitely beat them by a field goal. Tennessee kind of sucks balls, in my opinion.
Yeah, and if Hopkins is out, that line's going to change to 3.5.
he's
So.
questionable.
Absolutely. I
we'll
saw
see.
2.5 at 118. I'm like, I got to grab that.
All right, well, these seem better than last week, even though last week he just kind of got butt fucked. But
Last week sucks. Yeah, that happens.
all right, buddy. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Mike Story, Sports Betting Intel, could not actually call in today. He's in Florida. Apparently, it's raining. I think there's a hurricane. There's always a fucking hurricane. I'm going to read you his bets. He sent me 3 bets. We'll go over his bets last week. He was the only one to go 3-0. Props to you, Mike. He had Falcons -3.5. That was pretty easy. He had Austin Eckler over 32.5 receiving. I believe he had 46 receiving yards. That was an easy win. He also had Cowboys -3.5, which was the easiest of them all. Hats off to you, buddy. That was a really nice week. This week, let's see what he has. He has Packers +2, -118. They are against the Falcons. Cam Akers over 31.5 rushing yards, -115. Interesting bet considering Cam Akers ceded a lot of snaps last week. He did still have, I think, 21 carries. This is a tough matchup against the Niners. They totally shut down Najee Harris and Jalen Warren last week. But 31.5 seems pretty low for the supposed starting running back. We'll see on that one. Last bet, he has Commanders +3.5. They are against the Broncos, and you're getting the hook there. I think they're a pretty evenly matched team, so I see why he likes the hook there. Good luck, Story. You are 3-0, so hopefully you lose 1 or 2 so we can actually take the lead on your ass. So let's keep on beating the odds here, folks. 7-5 so far. We're going to have an even better week this week. Go forward. Keep on betting these. Parlay these. Let's have some fun.
We're beating the odds.